Hello, hello. Hey, it is Tamara with our big oily family, and it's Monday. It's 2-ish, and I am here. Um, so every Monday we're here, and there's a different topic. We can talk about an oil, we can talk about a supplement, we can talk about other natural health choices that you can make, right? We've talked about carrier oils, we've talked about a bunch of things. Hey, Katie. Um, Today I wanted to talk about Birch essential oil. Mostly because I have a list of things that I want to talk about in these Monday lives, right? But there's also times when I'm going through my oils and I think, well, I haven't used that oil in a while. Like, let's refresh my memory on what it does, right? What it's good for, all those things. Hey, Janet. So that's what we're talking about Birch today. We're just going to talk about a whole bunch of things about Birch. Comes in a 5 ml bottle, and you can see that it has the fatter top on it, right? That is because it smells like candy. It smells very, very good. Smells a little bit like wintergreen and root beer together. Is what it smells like, for want of a better word. It just smells super yummy. So first off, I'm going to start out reading from the Emotions and the Essential Emotions book. This one here. Okay. So Birch is the oil of support. It offers support to the unsupported. If you're feeling attacked or unsupported in life, this oil offers courage to move forward alone. It helps you feel grounded within your own center to find your inner source of support and strength. Learning to be flexible is important, right? If you're very rigid in your stance on things, that can get really tough. And so learning to be flexible is important, but so is gaining a strong backbone. And so if you're, one way or the other, it's kind of like rolling with the punches, right? You need to take life as it comes and not be so people can walk over you, but you also don't want to be so strong that rigid, right? You want to be able to have that flexibility. It supports the weak-willed to stand firm and tall in what they believe, especially in situations where you're at risk of being rejected if you choose a different way, right? It lends its spirit of endurance to help you face trials of adversity, so that you can weather storms with the strength and conviction of a tree. And that's part of the thing that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about. But think about trees, when they bend in the wind and stuff. Yeah, they can break if it's a really strong wind, right? Or if they have a weak point. But typically they just bend and then they come back up, okay? It also encourages you to accept support when it's offered. That's a hard one sometimes because you want to do it yourself, right? But sometimes it's really nice to have some help doing things. And so being able to accept help is positive. Often when you carry your burdens alone, you don't know how to receive assistance. And then, so that helps you, it helps you to realize that the reason you are unsupported is because you're blocking those things that you'd be able to receive from other people that would help to support you. So it reminds you that sometimes it requires more strength to accept help than to go it alone. And it's always easier when you have someone helping you. But again, I think it's that pride thing that you want to know that you accomplished it on your own, or you got through whatever you were getting through on your own and you didn't need help getting through it. But it's really nice to have help, right? And to have someone there to support you. So, companion oils. And the companion oils are the ones, if you didn't have Birch, that you could choose to use, depending on what you're using it for. And that would be cedarwood and coriander. Negative emotions it can help with is unsupported, distant, fearful, weak-willed, overly flexible, or if you're rejecting help. And then the positive properties it can bring around would be supported, firm, resolved, resolute, strengthened, grounded, connected, and receiving. Okay? So, doTERRA used to source a small amount of birch oil from a small scale producer that was used in, they used it in convention kits. Only at convention is when you could get it. I've been with doTERRA since, what, 2015, 2016, something around there. And it always came in convention kits until they outgrew their birch supply and they had to look for another solution. And so in the last couple of years, it hasn't been available with convention kits. Or it hasn't been available like at all. And you know, with doTERRA that they're always striving to always have the purest, the best essential oils to provide for their customers. They're not just going to throw something in there, right, that isn't the quality that they want it to be, that they need it to be, right? And so there's a lot of testing and things that goes on. And so I'm going to find it in my notes here because I wrote it down. In 2022, doTERRA tested 27 birch oils that were currently available on the market, and they found none out of that 27 that were 100% pure birch. Some were 100% wintergreen, and some were wintergreen mixed with synthetic methyl salicylate, and some were 100% synthetic methyl salicylate. And methyl salicylate is the compound that has that icy, it's in like all the sports rubs and things like that, right? That give you that cooling, heating thing. And, you know, synthetic methyl salicylate comes from either expired aspirin or it comes from petrochemicals. And those are two things that you don't necessarily need to have in your essential oil, right? So they went through this whole process of finding, they actually had someone reach out to them that had a family birch tree farm, right? And he had reached out to a bunch of people also who said no to him, and doTERRA went in and they worked with him. Obviously it was a long process if they started in 2016, and I think birch just was made available last convention as a permanent product. And so they worked with him. They had to figure out, because distilling pure essential oil from birch trees was kind of a lost art. There wasn't a lot of people that knew how to do it. And it was a collaborative effort between all of, doTERRA, and they did find someone who's, I didn't write down his name, is Skip Kavanaugh, I think his name is. Skip's his nickname, but he knew how to distill the birch oil. And so through all of their combined efforts, right, we now have 100% pure birch oil. And doTERRA is the only essential oil company in the world that has it. So birch is known as a pioneer species. And what that means is it's one of the first species to return to the land after it's been cleared or eroded or, otherwise damaged. It's one of the most resilient trees, meaning that, again, we were talking about the being rigid or being flexible. When the wind blows, it's very rare that they break. They will just bend and then they will come back. They're very strong that way. So doTERRA sources their birch now in Pennsylvania. They have it's a family-run birch tree farm. It is the only scientifically proven 100% birch essential oil. So wintergreen and birch essential oils, they're 99% similar, but there's a 1% of those compounds then that make wintergreen different from birch oil. And that's why it's really hard to tell with some of the oils what they are. But doTERRA does all of that testing for us that you can see, so that we know our oils are 100% pure and they don't have any stuff that we don't want in them, right? So it's steam distilled from the wood of the birch tree. The peeling bark really provides powerful therapeutic benefits. I want to say it takes I don't remember. It takes a lot of the product to make a small amount of oil, so it's not a high yield oil, hence the smaller bottle. Early American colonists and Native Americans used to boil birch bark to make a tea, and that was used to make sarsaparilla, right, or root beer flavoring. That's why it kind of smells like root beer. The main constituents of birch essential oil are that methyl salicylate, betylene, and betulinol. Those are the kind of compounds that make up it. It is similar to wintergreen, like we said, but there's that 1% difference. Birch has a sweet, spicy, and minty aroma that can be detected in toothpaste. It's also used in gum and sore muscle applications. Birch oil is really gentle, which is great. It's like if you have more sensitive skin, or you react to oils more than usual, right? It's a great oil to choose because it's very gentle. Okay. It's great for promoting circulation, making it ideal for massage therapy and to soothe sore joints and muscles. If you use your deep blue rub or your deep blue stick or your just deep blue oil, right, and it doesn't quite do what you want it to do, right? It doesn't help to relieve the aches and pains that you've got going on. I would try to add some birch, put your deep blue on first and then try the birch oil. And if that doesn't do it, then put the birch on first and then put the deep blue on top, kind of thing. It has your body reacts to it a little different than the wintergreen, which is that's the main thing that's in deep blue. There's other things, but that's the main thing that's in the deep blue. Diffusing and inhaling birch helps to support clear airways and breathing. It also helps to stimulate your mind and enhance your focus. It helps to reduce body temperature by promoting perspiration, which also helps in the removal of toxins of your body, from your body through sweat, which helps to further improve the condition and leading towards a faster recovery time. It is helpful in reducing pain in the joints and muscles, as well as pain associated with headaches and toothaches. And it can also help to relieve cramping throughout the body. Helps to relieve swelling by helping to support that circulatory system, right? And then for a long, long time, birch has been used as a skin toner, as it helps to reduce the appearance of wrinkles and sagging of the skin and muscles. Okay, so let's talk about perhaps adding that to, your moisturizer or your facial cleanser. Or if you're making a toner, you can add some birch essential oil to any, toner that you're using. I know doTERRA has one with the essential skincare line. You can add a couple drops of birch in there. Yeah, that might be beneficial, huh? The top uses for birch essential oil are for connective tissue and muscle support, muscle pain and spasms, fevers, and emotional balance. And to also help you go from cowardly to courageous, okay? And also help with like we talked about in the beginning, with being flexible so you can handle whatever life is going to throw your way, right? You can basically just dilute 1 to 2 drops of birch essential oil with a carrier oil or with an unscented lotion to make a soothing pain relief balm for sore muscles and joints. You're going to use the same dilution to help with tension in your neck and head. Great diffuser blend to try is 3 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of ginger, 2 drops of frankincense, and 2 drops of birch. Now I want to go put that in my diffuser right now. Instead, I have, what did I put in there today? I put citrus bloom in there today. It smells fabulous. Safety with this one, pregnant women should avoid birch oil. Like anything with doTERRA, it has a ingredient list in here, but it does not have a supplemental fact list. So it is just to be used topically and aromatically. Okay. If you have a blend that you use that you love, whether it's a diffuser blend or a, maybe a sore muscle rub or anything like that that you use birch for, please share that in the comments, because then we can all try it and see, how it works for us. Let's see. I got this book. Let's see if there's anything else in here that it says. We talked about that. It's helpful with broken bones and tooth pain to help relieve the pain, right? So you could apply it to the topic, to the area of concern. It is great for if you have inflammation in your joints and it's painful and they're swollen. That can be very helpful also. I already talked about all of these. Helpful with nerve pain. Helpful with fluid, and that goes along with being supportive of your circulatory system, right? So if you're noticing some swelling in your ankles or some fluid accumulation anywhere, that could be a really good time to use your birch essential oil. Okay, so we got that, we talked about that. The top properties then are analgesic, neurotonic, anti-rheumatic, stimulant, steroidal, I can't even pronounce that today. Antifungal and warming. If you don't have birch essential oil, you can substitute Aroma Touch, which is our massage blend. You could use Deep Blue, you could use Past Tense, and you could use Wintergreen. So yeah. How have you used your birch oil? I want to know. So share that in the comments, and get your birch, if you haven't used it, grab your birch oil and try some. I put some on my back right before we started, and it smells really, really good. And my back feels really good now. Okay, that's what I got for you today. All right, I'll be back next Monday, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. As always, if there is something that you want to learn more about in the essential oils, doTERRA essential oils, supplements, you want to do like a little deeper dive on it and want to know more information, throw that in the comments, and I will add that to my list of things to do on Mondays. Okay, I will talk to you later.